Alright, the first thing that we're going to do in Google Docs is just a little flyer, and we're going to learn how to start formatting some things. So what I'm talking about is everybody will go to your Google Drive, and mine has a whole bunch of stuff in it, and yours probably doesn't have anything or very few things in it. And what we're going to do is take a look over here. And this new button, if you click on that, you'll see some items here, a folder, a file upload, a folder upload. We're going to ignore those for right now. We're going to look at mainly these three and mainly this one. These three items here are like little mini programs. This one, this Google Docs, is a word processing program, and it's similar to Microsoft Word. This one is similar to Microsoft Excel. These are spreadsheets, and this one is similar to Microsoft PowerPoint. But for 4th grade, we're just going to kind of focus on the one that's like Word, the Google Docs. Okay, so what we did was we clicked on, I want a new document, and I want you to understand that we are in our Google Drive, which means we are in our file cabinet in the sky. So at the end of this whole thing, when it comes to saving this is very handy because we're already in our place where we need to save it. This is actually being created in the file cabinet in the sky. Okay, so, and it automatically saves itself there. So we don't actually have to save it because it saves it for us as we go. If we were doing this in Microsoft Word, that would be completely not true. We would need to save it. If we didn't save it, it would be gone forever. But because this Google Docs is actually originating in our Google Drive, we won't need to save it. It's going to save it as we work. Okay? So later on in the 9 weeks, we'll be in Microsoft Word, and we will need to save it. So it's the only reason why we're not saving it now is because it's saving itself. All right, so we're going to click on Google Docs and wait for that to load. It looks like it's loaded, but you see these words across the top were gray and now they're black. Okay, now it's ready. Okay, so this looks like a piece of paper. You can see that our document is named Untitled Document, and that's a terrible name because that doesn't tell us whose document this is, and it doesn't tell us which assignment that is. All right, how you change that and what you change it to is click up there and it turns blue, and like we've already discussed in class, blue when it comes to a computer means, okay, I can change that. So we're going to click up there and hit enter or backspace to get rid of that. And in computer class, you're always going to want to save
Summer Terry to the back door
using your last name. So in my case, Fletcher. And if there's somebody else in the class, in the same class with the same last name, put your first name also so I know which person it is with your same last name. And we're going to call this just name. We're going to call it name card. Okay? So, and then if you hit enter, then I've renamed this, and you see it's, alright, the name of this file is Fletcher Name Card. You see also up here on the tab is named Fletcher Name Card. Okay, so we have our piece of paper, we have it named, and it has already saved itself. So if I had to run out of the room right now and come back in 2 days, this would still be saved as Fletcher Name Card. Now, there's nothing done on it, but I at least have that saved. Okay, the first thing we're going to want to do is go ahead and I'll pull this down just a little bit so you can see this a little bit more. Our blinky line there is called a cursor. Okay, and we've talked about this just a little bit, that the cursor shows you where you are. Okay, and in our case, obviously, we're in the top right hand or top left hand corner. We want the cursor to be smack dab in the middle of the page, and there are you might approach this as hitting your space bar and then just eyeballing whether it's there or not. Well, you can get it close, but we're not going to get it exactly. And if you look way over here, all 4 of these buttons have to do with your alignment right and left. And if you put your mouse over it but don't click, it'll tell you, okay, that says left align. I know A-L-I-G-N looks like a funny word, but it's align. That means line it all up on the left. That's not what we want. That's what we have right now. This one is center. Line it all up in the center. This one is line it all up in the right, and this one is make it all take up the whole line. So we want it in the center. So go back to this one that says center, and when I click on that, watch the cursor. It's going to pop over exactly into the middle. Ready, go. Okay, so now my cursor is smack dab in the middle. Now, we also talked how you type your name and you capitalize just one letter, not using caps lock, because you don't capitalize your entire name. So I'm going to hold down, my name's Amy Fletcher, so I'm going to hold down the Shift A and then let go of the Shift, and then MY, and one space, FLETCHER, and capitalize the F. So you're going to put your first name, a space, and last name. Now, if you notice, that's really tiny. Okay? The cursor is at the end, and I want you to learn how to do this. We're going to select backwards. So we're at the end of what I want to select. I want to select my whole name, Amy Fletcher. So I'm going to click at the end, and I'm holding my mouse down, and I'm going backwards through my name. Boom. Now I've turned it blue, and you already know that when something is blue, or sometimes gray, on a computer, you can change it. So now I can format my name, Amy Fletcher. Now what I want to do is I want to make it bigger. So I want to go up here. This is our font size. Font is the style of the lettering, but it also is, in this case, referring to how big it is. So I want to make it bigger than 11. So if you click on this little arrow next to the 11, you get this menu. We're going to go down and we're going to make it 60. Now, if it wasn't blue when I did that, it wouldn't make it 60. Okay, you have to have it selected. Okay? I also want to change the style of the letters. The style of the letter is called the font. And if you put your mouse up here in the font box, it'll tell you, oh, it's the font. Click on the little arrow next to it, and I'm going to let you pick. You can pick any font you want. Maybe you want Impact. Okay? That was pretty cool. And the one last thing, and that's not going to be real effective in this one because I chose Impact, but this B stands for bold. We're going to make that bold. Just made it just a little bit more heavy. If you wanted it italics, we would click on the I and it would make it all lean. Let's undo that. Click on it again. If you wanted it underlined, you would click on the underline and it would do the underline. Okay? So we don't want that. Okay? So far we've made our cursor go over to the center by clicking on the center button. We typed using Shift for the capital letters and let go of the Shift for the not capital letters. Type your first and last name. We've learned how to click at the end and hold and go backwards and select our words. And that's really a good skill to know how to do. You're kind of lost without being able to do that. We changed the size and we changed the font and we made it bold. Okay? So now it's selected. If you hit enter right now, it would go away because you've got it blue. You need to click at the end so it's not blue, because when it's blue, it's going to change. So click at the end so it's not blue anymore. Hit enter one time, and you watch right here, the blinky line is your cursor. Hit enter one time, and you'll notice your cursor goes down underneath. Now what I want to do is I want to add one picture, just one, of something that I like. Okay, so we're going to go insert an image. And the computer is going to say, okay, where is the image? Insert an image. Are you going to take a snapshot? Well, no, these aren't loaded with cameras. By a web address, a URL, or do you have one in your albums? Probably not. Do you have one in Google Drive? Well, you might have, but probably not. We're just going to search for one. Okay, so I'm going to search for, and let's say I'm going to search for a kitten. Maybe you want to search for a shark. Whatever you want to search for, as long as it's appropriate. And then you get all these choices here. Now, occasionally, you'll find a picture and click on it, and then it will be corrupt, and it won't go into your file correctly. There's a little kitten flying in an airplane. So we're going to click on it. Notice it's selected. Then we're going to click select. Okay, there's my kitten in the airplane. Now, it might come in really big or really small. You can click on it. And notice I have these handles all the way around. Never, ever, 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 ever grab a handle that's on the sides or on the very top. You always want to change the size of a picture by going to a corner. See how my cursor changed into a two-headed diagonal arrow? Okay. you can drag that arrow to the opposite corner to make it smaller, or you can make it bigger. But if you, I'll make it a little bit bigger too. And notice that it's still centering it because I had it centered. But if you grab one at the side, you just totally warped it. Do this little undo arrow. This little undo arrow. If you ever make a mistake, undo arrow is your friend. Undo. Whoopsie. Okay, I'm back. My kitten is safe. This little guy is how you turn it. Now, that wouldn't be too good for the kitten, so we'll undo again. And if you grabbed the top part of it, you just end up with a smashed kitten, so you don't want to do that. Undo. How you want to change the size is always from a corner. Okay? So you're going to insert one picture that you like, and then you click off of that. Because right now, if I hit enter right now, I'm saying goodbye to this picture because I have this selected in blue. So it's basically, I can change that. So you're going to click off of that. Okay? Now this is already saved because this is originating in Google Drive. So if I wanted to maybe close it, and then, oh, what was that called? I think it was called Fletcher Name Card. I can search for it if I'm going to, not be at school for a couple days. Fletcher, oh, there it is. Open that up, and it did indeed save. There's my name. Still loading, and there's my, okay? So what we're doing today is we're learning quite a few skills in how to just work in Google Docs.